Okay, there might be an awful amount of background noise, but you'd have to make do. Okay, so at the minute, there is, let me turn this god-awful music down. At the minute, there is no farms built into the map. Bum 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 bum. Running speed. That's what we want. So there's places for farms and where they're supposed to be, like up here. This is where a farm goes. And then it should be quicker if I do it this way. Then here, this is where another farm goes. Then we have another one here. And then the last one is over here. And yeah, I haven't designed these yet. I've been working on the rest of the map, so. This one here is literally just a sell yard, a sell point. So there's bale sell point here. There'll be a animal, livestock sell point here, silage sell point, and a grain sell point, just as an extra point on the map. Right. So this part here, thinking about making it like a horse sort of yard thing, and another sell point for bales, which is something that used to be quite popular back in sort of FS15 and FS13 days, is a yard like that. I don't know what this is in real life.
What is it?
This looks like someone's house. And this field is cut off, so same with over here. There is like a water treatment yard thing.
visualize seeing yourself as...
Yeah, I would visualize,
This is when you were broke and poor.
Right, having directors interested in me and people that I respected saying, I like your work or whatever that is, and I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever. Drive home and think, well, I do have these things. They're out there. I just don't have a hold of them yet, but they're out there. I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995. Just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million.
Choose your fighter.
Hello, Shane. Not too bad. Oh, this takes forever to do. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, no. I'm lazy, and the stuff that needs doing, I just can't be asked with. I have not, made any sort of major progress. The first sort of 3-4 weeks of making it, I done so much. But then the last sort of month and a half, I've just sort of tinkered and redone a bunch of stuff, and it's just slowed right down. I don't know, I haven't opened up that in so long. Why is my phone trying to pay for something? Can have a look. I really should have separated this into different parts. Solid side, front, end, I've got like different stuff. Like I've got two different, got loads of different fronts and stuff for like the original GX, and then I've got different ladders for. So this is a GX ladder. Then there is like the new Legend ladder. There's all sorts of different parts. Different front ends. Different rear doors. Yeah. This map is so slow to do anything on. With all the... I'll finish it at some point. It's just like... I've got other stuff I want to finish first, like this map. And then just other stuff takes priority. Can't work on everything at once. Is there any... No, Richard Western Chaser. I need to like find someone that has one, and then because I need reference photos. I need reference photos for the back of here. If I move this out of the way. For how this ram connects to the back of the pipe, because the way it's connected here, like it would have to be at an angle like this or something, like a slight angle to be able to get past this part of the body. Everything else is pretty much done. Oh, and I need to make the cover that is over. Finish off the spout. The pipe. And hoses and random crap like that, but again, it's just like a forgotten project. The giant golf ball. Is that like off of the American map or something? I believe there's a massive golf ball looking thing. Oh, see, I've never been to the real location before. I literally went onto Google. I knew that I wanted a map based in Lincolnshire, because I'm based down in Suffolk, down here. and I'm very used to large, or not massive, but you know, decent size fields, and we have a lot of fir belts and stuff like that in between our fields. Like back in FS19, I made the map called Sutton, and that's based down here. So this is the farm for the map Sutton. And that was a big Suffolk map because this has some larger fields down here. And I wanted to make a another, you know, Suffolk-based map where I could incorporate all of the sort of land features that I'm used to with fir belts and big, large, open, flat fields. And I actually did start making one. If I save this real quick. Oops. Let's not do that. Let's save. I don't know if where I saved it. That back up. There. So this map is a 4x map based in Suffolk. It is based, I can't even remember the location of it actually. I think if I go onto Google Maps or Google Earth. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, I don't know if it's going on here. Where are we? Why is it upside down? Reset. Oh, it hasn't saved all my locations. But I've started making... There we go. This is a map based in Suffolk. But back when I was making this, I went ridiculously in on detail, and the amount of hedges, I don't know if nature hedges. So the way I do hedges is they're all little bushes, they're individual bushes. And okay, so in this group, oh, they're all separate. You can sort of get the idea. And what that does is, I probably could shorten the render distance, but it is a lot for the game to render. Now, usually when I build a map, I'm just building it to sort of what my computer could handle. And I mean, I can go into this mapping game, and like my old computer, even though the map was like, I'd only done probably a quarter of the map like fully, it like my computer could not handle it at the time. So let's have a look. Do I have a... So I pretty much gave up on it, because if I couldn't run it, what was the point, sort of thing? What was the point of carrying on? Yeah, anyway, so so like when I was looking for a new location to make, I basically wanted somewhere with large fields, because that's the sort of farming style I like. And I knew that Lincolnshire was, you know, big open fields, so I was like, that's where we're going. And I just found a nice location and loosely based it off of that sort of area. So the map itself is based on the location, but I just, you know, for farming sim, you need to make it playable. You need to you know, add and remove certain things. So yeah, you'll be able to recognize, I'm sure, parts of it. So how much FPS? Okay, so on my new computer I get alright FPS, which is fine, but on my old one I really couldn't. Just looks really weird. Come on, game, catch up. Right. It's probably really hard to tell. Let's just buy something and drive in it. Not a massive accent because they are dreadful. Oh god, I've not used this since the update. Let's get those. Can we please get those mud guards off, or wind mirror guards? Can you not take them off? Flags, markers, beacons. Can you seriously not take these off? Yeah, JCBs are. They're probably my favourite brand of tractor, just because they're a bit different, you know. You seriously can't take... Oh no, you can just colour them. Dear God. Oh, markers. No. It's not markers. You lied to me. It's not markers. Maybe you can do it with the IC. Oops, let's not do that. Alright, what's the button for IC now? Goodness me. Controls. Precision, park, lumberjack, interactive control, slash. Don't know if I have that button. Let's do enter. Do you want to save changes? Yes. Uh-oh. I don't know what string mode I've just put that into. What am I stuck on? I'm in a building. Oh, you can't take them off. What am I? Why can I not move? Oh, I'm in flight mode, that's right. Oh. That is criminal. Anyway. So yeah, so this map, like I say, you probably can't actually hear it the in-game. This might go black and do all sorts of stuff. Farming Sim 25, okay. Okay, now you should be able to see in here. I need to add these gates in. I modeled these gates ages ago. I haven't put them anywhere in the new map yet. But yeah, I stopped making this map just because there were certain quirks about it I didn't like. Like I use a lot of scripts when I'm mapping, just because it's easy. It's a bit easier, and I just like automating a lot of stuff, because when you automate stuff and use certain scripts, you can make it be a bit of a random effect. So like a lot of the bushes, they are placed down using scripts and stuff, and I add random scale and stuff like that to them, so it looks a lot more natural. But in doing so, I also did it to the trees, and so the trees now are like, I believe, up to 20% larger than like default. Now what that meant is, in some cases it looks like it dwarfs certain buildings and stuff. Like these houses look dwarfed compared to the trees and stuff. Same with these bushes, like down here. Like I could have redone these, and I think I have like 3 or 4 times. And I don't know, I just sort of fell out of love with this map. This map is based on an old RAF base, so this would have been a runway in here, and I think there's another one there and stuff like that. But like it has massive fields. This one over here is 78 hectares. This one is 41. That's why I sort of, you know, enjoy making it. But I mean, the FPS now that it's loaded in is not too bad, but I am running on a 5090. Yeah, I just never sort of, I just stopped on it one day and never came back to it. I don't think I even put traffic in, but it's just like a sell point, or it would eventually be. There's another, like, I think like another yard here. Oh, crikey, what's going on here with the tram lines? This looks really odd. Where I've been messing around with the tree textures today on the other map, this looks really bright. Yeah, I don't know. It's just maybe I'll come back to this in the future, but it's got a much better road network than the other map. I thought I actually did a lot more to this map than I have. Yeah. I'm sure the mix of farming sim music and Spotify sounds great. Mm-mm-mm. Do, 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 do. I should really start working on the map borders. That it's probably one of the last sort of major parts that needs finishing. The bits that run off to the edge of the map. Like, I need to also work out what I'm going to do with these parts, because the player is going to fall off of that. I need to work out if I'm going to put a hedge maybe along the edge. Yeah, and that's something I need to think about, because I did plan originally on making all of my own. What is supposed to be here? Trees. I did plan on making my own buildings, and I started to. I made that big grain store. Like, I don't really want to use other people's stuff in the release version. Like, this farm over, or the sell point yard, is made up of a lot of buildings off of Palmerston. No, Court Farm, sorry. So like this would all need redoing eventually. But I got bored one day and was like, I want to build a yard, so that's what I sort of came up with. But all of these models are off of there. But they don't need to be anything special sort of thing, because like none of the doors or anything needs to open on a sell point yard. It's just a case of making them all that takes forever. Yeah, I use a skybox. It's something I messed around with today. Silage pits, yes. The pits themselves I made, but this silage plane I didn't. This is from, I think, like a Polish map or something. From like FS25. Yeah. Like, I've never seen the sort of, what's the word? Draw to a skybox. I know that some people use them and like them. But they do take a lot to set up. And yeah, they look nice. But I don't know whether the different seasons, like for instance, it's set up for what are we in? You spawn in like September, I think. How do I get my ideas to create maps? I guess it's down to location. Like, find a location you like, and then go from that. So, and you need an idea of what you want to create. Obviously, I wanted big open fields to do large-scale farming, so the best place for that is Lincolnshire. Find a location you like, and then go from there. Farmyard ideas, I don't always go for the real life location. Sometimes I'll just go, one night I'll spend a night just going around Google Earth or whatever and looking at yards and think, oh, that looks cool. You know, so yeah, that's what I'm worried about, is different seasons. Do they have different like times? For instance, if I go to April, and we speed up time, so still on the nighttime skybox, and then it should flick to the morning skybox, still on the night. It should go to a sunrise. It will flick in a minute. There you go. There's the morning. See, and that's where a skybox is just, yeah. I don't know. It looks cool for photos and whatnot, but like trying to set all that up, you'd then need to like do different seasons. So at the minute I've just got it set as like a default sort of thing which have different timestamps, and so you would need to go through and do different seasons like winter, and so that the timestamps all line up. and that would take ages. And it would never line up, because as you go from one season into the next, I'm pretty sure the hours and the daylight and all that sort of stuff will you know, overlap, and so that even then the times wouldn't see that now it goes to cloudy because it's about to rain or something. And it's like a sudden change. I'm pretty sure back in like the olden days when they used skyboxes, I'm pretty sure they would sort of like overlap and like, you know, yeah, just be a bit gradual, wherever this is just like a hard change. So that's the downside to them now. The game isn't built for them, whereas before it was. It's just a sudden change. Yeah, like they just need to revamp the clouds. The clouds just are nowhere near realistic enough. They just look like marshmallows. Okay. It's saying that there's an error with the stream. I don't know whether it's gonna buffer or whatnot. Hopefully it clears. I don't know. But yeah, I just need to go around now and like tidy things up. It's the map edges I need to do. I need to work out a way of fixing the border as well, because you can see where the trees are on sort of like this side of the screen. You see how the trees are flicking in and out of view. I need to work out a fix to that. I need to go around. I did all of the trees in sort of the first, I think it was like 100 yards of the map are proper trees, and I managed to delete those somehow. So I need to go back through around the whole edge of the map and do that. But yeah, skyboxes, like, I think they're from like, go to any old FS map and that uses a skybox and just use it. It works exactly the same. It's just a big like tube basically. Do the lots look awful? I don't know. So yeah, I need to do the map border basically, the sort of blend between the two. I also need to work out how I can continue my my hedge lines onto the boundary, because I use splines to do all these, and yeah, I somehow need to work out how to carry it on. I don't know how on earth I'm going to do that, because splines only place on sort of the splines don't place on objects where they need to be on terrain. So I have no idea how I'm going to do that. I'm hoping it'll look good once done. I would love to sort of... there's a lot of maps, especially the in-game ones, where they've taken like textures from like the crops and stuff and painted it on the overlay image, so it looks like it actually, you know, carries on and it uses farm sim textures. But God knows how you do that. I need to turn these gates around as well. Yeah, but that means I need to import those bushes into Blender. Maybe I could, yeah, and like use a scatter modifier and all that sort of stuff. Oh, that just sounds painful. That sounds long and painful. And that, Isaac, that's why I love 4X maps, is just how vast they are. Just love it. I love it. I am, yeah, I don't know. Where's my hedge gone? I should have had a hedge on here. On Earth. Yeah, I mean, the LODs still disappear, like, if I set the FOV to like 35, you can see how far the hedges go to like here somewhere. Your distance trees are sort of, you have your the bigger trees like your fir, your evergreen trees and your oak trees. You set the LODs to be quite far on those, and then all the smaller trees, they are ones that, you know, you have all the way down. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the map, through these trees. How many hours I am? Oh god, I would hate to think. I don't have like a exact number. I'd have to look at, why does this keep coming up? Go away. There would have to be a file in here somewhere with a date on it. Like, I think if I go to data and then have a look for something I haven't used, like rock. I've never used rock, so this should show when it was generated. So May the 17th. Does that say it for everything, or is that just like... Yeah, so May 17th is when I started on the map. And I don't even know. I have no idea. Jack, so I don't even know how many hours I have in the game. Game preview. I have 789 hours. Most of that is done in multiplayer. Like we had quite a long save game on a German map, 4X map, that had like 500 hours on it. Obviously that was combined between 3 people, so but yeah, multiplayer is where I got most of those hours. Yeah, there's so much more that I want to do, but there is some limiting factors. Like a lot of maps, you have traffic that goes around everywhere. Now, traffic is one of the best ways to having movement within a map, apart from like pedestrians and stuff like that. But because there's only one main road that goes through the middle of the map, that is where traffic goes. Because this is a private lane that goes down to sort of this estate house that then follows through. You got another section of main road that goes here, which I could put traffic on, but you're not really going to spend much time on this side of the on this road. I think this is it. No, that's a river. So yes, this is just a bit of road, and it literally just cuts across diagonally across the corner. And these two obviously fields here border the edge of the map, so there's really little point of there putting traffic on there. This is like a lane, and obviously you don't want traffic going up a single track lane because it will just cause absolute chaos. And then the whole northern edge of the map is accessed on a B road, which doesn't have any markings. And if we were to get like 2 tractors, I mean, why did I buy a Massey? Ugh. I mean, you could probably get the traffic to run up there, but I'd have to be so cautious about how far I go over. And traffic at the best of times is awful. Like, yeah, you could probably do it. But this yeah, then it's got to do a junction. Goodness me. Oh, I could do it. I could have the traffic go up that way and then come down that way, so it doesn't have to do with the junction. But yeah, this road goes up. This is just like the main arm that goes up to the northern end of the map, and it carries around. It goes to a lane that way, so you wouldn't have traffic this way. This is back to that B road, and then this just carries on up. It just carries on all the way up, and then it goes out of the edge of the map there. And then this is the driveway down to one of the large yards. Just goes from here down through some trees and then into this yard, and then it just carries on out the map. So there could be traffic on that. How much chaos that would cause. The tram lines. I wish you could control the distance of the tram lines, because by default it sets to 28 meters, is it? I think. Farmland by all. Since the update, the precision farming update, you do this command and it takes ages. It used to be instant. Can you make a public map for us to make? Adam, like I'm not going to say I mean, by just watching back in the recording of this live stream, you can find the location because I showed it on the internet. But I think it'd be fun for people to look for it. Do the traffic. I'll do the traffic, but I will not enjoy it, and I will complain the whole time. But it'll add a little bit more, I guess. But yeah, I think that Tram lines. No, it's not 15 meters. I'm pretty sure it's like 24 or it's 28 by default. And it is horrendous because in these massive fields it looks absolutely ridiculous. What is this music? Do you have an update on each individual field in ceremony then? There's no global control. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Unless, I'm pretty sure you could go into the precision farming mod, and I'm pretty sure if you found it in the XML somewhere, you'd be able to change it. Yeah, and I don't like the fact by default they follow the one of the edges. By default, it should be straight. They've changed it, I believe, so that you can set the angle in here, but by default they should set it to just something, even if it's 90 degrees, so all of the tram lines go north to south or east to west. That'd be fine. I know it look awful on some angled fields, but I'd rather that than squiggly tram lines in weird fields. Yeah, I just... Archie, I'm unsure whether it's getting released yet. I want to finish it first. That's the first milestone, is finishing it. And then I'll see what's going to happen. Because it's not just a case of finishing it, it's a case of then I've got to redo a load of stuff and make sheds and all sorts of stuff. It's long. And the Heath Vale push, I mean, I don't even know if I finished that. Bum, bum, bum. Bendy bushes. I think I finished it, but I think I wanted to redo the wear on it or something. I think it got really awful wear. Dirt, wetness, wear. What's it doing? Why is it doing the wetness? Why is the wear... Oh. Wait, what? Wetness. Set. Where? What is going on? Right, wetness. Dirt. Dirt works. Am I being stupid? That's wetness. Where? Does wetness. Damage. Oh yeah, there you go. There's some damage for you. This goes chrome. God. That's a lot of paint worn off. Let's turn fly off, doesn't I? I just need to tone it down a bit. I think like 50%, no, 40, 30, 20, 10. That sort of, between 10 and 20% is where I wanted it. I'm pretty sure I can just modify the texture and, where, GS vehicle add where, -1. Okay, so 0.25. Nope, too much. 0.2. Oh no, it's adding more. What happens if I go set? No. Add where? Next one. Add where? 0.15. Yeah, so that's about where I wanted it. So I need to just tone it back. Need a chaser or something to go with it. Oh no, it's quite cool. Oh, you love traffic. What's going on here? What is that? Is that supposed to be a Range Rover Evoque? Nice. We have 15 grain stores where I work in Lincolnshire. Christ. Yeah, I need to do some more shit. I just need to do some like what do you call it? Just grain stores at work anywhere sort of thing. But Lancy Boy's sheds aren't too bad. His new ones. These ones are quite nice. The problem is getting photos for grain stores. Like, I think this is the original photos for that grain store that I did. You need to finish your grain store, Isaac. I've not even seen your grain store properly. I've just seen it in like the background of photos and stuff. What's this? See, this is a nice looking grain store. But like, when you just got photos like this, it's hard to work out. You need like, with models where you have a wireframe image, like does this like, hang on, does this wall in the middle just stop at this RSJ? Because that is in the middle of the shed, obviously. And then you've got a door directly in the middle. So does this wall stop? And then there's like 4 or 5 feet before the wall starts. Isaac, you can't say it's a whip. That it's been you've been making that shed for like a year. Hey, GT. Oh, God. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So... okay, so this shed here. So you can see... let me just bring... Oh, wait. So this is a shed that I like the look of, right? So it's a massive shed. It's got 2 bays, blah, blah. Yeah, so... This here, this has got the RSJs down the middle, so this is a middle parting, and it's like this doorway is in the middle. So does this RSJ here, then the middle dividing wall to stop here, and then there's like a gap where there's no wall, so you can like walk through it, or what? Because that is... So, I don't know. But, like I say, it's difficult, I find, to make sheds because there's such little diagrams. You just go to websites like this. Like, I'm even part of a group on Facebook. I think... wait, I'm in the wrong... Yeah. Yeah, so groups. I think, where's the group? I mean, like a shed building. There we go. Farm and shed pictures, see? I just look in these sort of groups to see if there's anyone giving up the secrets, you know? But there's none. There's one... There was one, like, place that has someone that does, like, the 3D models to do all the sort of scaling and stuff. But still, they're not, like... They're not at all useful. But this is what I've come to. I'm trying to look on these sorts of things. That's quite cool. But... Ugh, that's a bit of a weird colour. See it? Yeah. Oops. Like, sheds. What's this? Okay. I think this is... Yeah, no, this is that shed I made. Grain store. Ah, so clearly I got really far with this shed. British grain store. Cool. Wait. Giving up the secrets. Okay. The name of the group. Oh, Facebook. Bomb. I'll post a link. There you go. So this is like the first ever grain shed that I made. It's not even textured or anything. And I didn't say anything back in the day, but where Lancey Boy was saying about, I'm the first to do a spiral staircase, this shed initially, when I made this, should have a spiral staircase that comes out and goes down here, but I never got around to making it because I just didn't know how to. And I never finished this. This is a big old shed. What else have we got? Beef shed. Cool, look at this puppy. Woo. Another unfinished project. And the reason why I didn't finish this, because this is based off of a beef shed or a cattle shed that we had on the farm which I grew up on, and it's a deep litter bed, deep litter shed, sorry. And the way so throughout the whole winter, obviously the beef cattle they were all inside all year long, but you would muck it out like once or twice a year. And you have obviously different. There should be like a door on this end, and a door on this end, a door on this end, and a door on this end. And then you have two groups of cows. Now, that's not possible in Farming Simulator. You have to have them all in one. You can't have two nav meshes in one. So then I built all this shed and then realised that, and and yeah, it wasn't until I'd done all this that I realised this is not gonna work, and I would have to make it so there's like an outside section or something like that, and they could, you know, and then there goes my motivation because it's not what I originally wanted. So yeah, chicken shed. Oh god, what is in here? Oh yeah, the start of a chicken shed. This is what I do, I just start random models and then never finish them. What was that other grain store? Ooh. Oh, another unfinished shed. But the reason I stopped this one, I could probably go back to it. I need to delete these little nuts because they did not work. Is this weird shading? I'm pretty sure if I export this, export file location, I'm pretty sure because I mirrored it, the shading was messed up on it. Right, where am I going? Blender projects, chicken shed. Oh god. Love me some fluorescent. What is going on here? Oh, the specular. Oh god. Shading. Alright, get out of here. This. Color. This is where you make sure that you do your this is where you make sure you do all your file paths correctly. Delete, delete. Delete, delete. Diffuse. This is bodging with bench. That's what this is. Nothing professional about it. Transmission. Emission, this is oops, Bosch. 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 Do, 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 do. Walls. Right. My projects folder for Blender. This is just all random stuff that I start one day and go, yeah, that's a really great idea. Oh, I didn't even fix it. Oh my god. I can't be arsed. Go away. Ah, that's the right colour. So cladding. Bum, 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 bum. Don't even know what colour it's supposed to be. Not that. Let's go with that. Cable. Grey. Clutter. Edges. RSJs. Walls. We're getting somewhere. Right. Where's me cladding gone? Goodness me. Right. So, I'm pretty sure... this is very... it proves me wrong, and I was wrong all along. Oh, it might have been the bolts, actually. Actually, we might be alright. Metal outside. Slate blue. Oh yeah, my skylights weren't see-through. Like, yeah. It could be probably finished, but... where's me gutters gone? Gutter. Wash. Yeah. So I just need to... I think the reason why I didn't finish it actually was just because I didn't make a door for it. And now I have. I made one for the other shed. So I could finish that. Yeah, I probably should. Because I could probably just use the door for this. And... oh, I've lost all my textures. But yeah. That's a project for another day. That's what that is. Oh god, what is going on? Why is it always these evokes that just can't drive? It's nearly in the same spot. Yeah, like the whole baking. That might have actually been the whole reason why I stopped. Is I couldn't work out the baking part. Ooh. I hope you don't mind me showing this, Isaac. That is huge. Like, I hope you've been going through and doing your sharps and everything as you go, because that is one thing that I've learnt to do is I go through and I make like the vertical RSJs and all of them, and then I pretty much texture them, do all the seams and everything on the first one, and then I like duplicate it and whatnot. And yeah, because that's the only way. Otherwise, that first shed that I was just messing about with then, I'm pretty sure I modeled the whole thing and then was like, right, let's go texture it. And then and then I think I started like, textures are fine. It's when you go to bake and do like the dirt and moss. What's the difference between sharp and seam? I think, from the way I've been told, a sharp is a seam, but a seam isn't a sharp, and a seam is needed, like when you're, when you unwrap it and whatnot. It's confusing. This is all stuff that's above my pay grade. I'm just here to bodge stuff. You want to see Spaldwick? Oh god, that means I've got to launch Farming Sim 22. This is this is the Badlands. Yeah, I thought that sharps didn't need seams, but Let's have a look at Spaldwick, shall we? It's like Throwback Thursday. Here we go, Massey. It's me, the beekeeper. Right. Oh god, this looks horrendous. Who plays this game? Oh god. Ugh. Right. Flight. Oh, the commands. Flight mode, enable, Bosch. Running speed. Where should we start? Start of the store. Store. Class man. So this, Spaldwick, is based on a real location, so... Here we go. Search Spaldwick. Spaldwick. Let's have a gander. This is the home of Spaldwick. So, if we have a look at it from, go away, here. I can't do a side by side. Gosh darn it. Here. So this is a map that I built with Pretorius in FS25, yes. I think we took about, I forget how long it was that we took to build this. It was like 2-3 weeks. So, you can sort of see the resemblance. There is obviously stuff added. There's a river through the middle that's not there in real life. A lot of the fields we joined together because, I mean, look at these fields are tiny. We built this probably, like, you have to think 2 people working on it. Pretorius would work on it while I was at work, and then as soon as I came home from work, I would then work on it. And, you know, vice versa. So it was a sort of case of, it was almost worked on probably between 10 and 15 hours a day. Have I repainted the roadside foliage? Why, what's wrong with the roadside foliage? Why no release? So the story behind this map is we were given permission by Bullet Bill to use like the assets from Herefordshire. So this is built on the Herefordshire's base. It uses all of the textures, everything like that from Herefordshire. Everything is, you know, all of this is from Herefordshire, basically, the map. And obviously, with that not being released, this is why this never got released. Oh, okay, so the story... I think this is actually... I'm pretty sure that... Oh, you probably can't hear it. Oh no. Properties. Farming Simulator 22. So this has a speaker on it. Wait, where was it? There's a speaker, and I think this is actually Pretorius's voice.
Stand well back from the platform edge. The train now approaching platform 2 does not stop here. Stand back from the edge of platform 2. The next
So yeah, so like that's why this map never got released. Basically, is we had permission to use the parts, but obviously not release them, and because it was pretty much kept within a small group of people. So yeah. Feels weird being in this game. So the dual carriageway through the middle here, this isn't traffic. These are set on a ship spline, I believe, all these cars, because a map has a limit of the amount of traffic that can drive around it. I believe it's capped to like 30 cars. And then when we had the idea of, obviously the dual carriageway is quite a major part of the map. So if I come over here. And we wanted it to be quite busy, so these are all just on a ship spline, just driving up and down. And they have like, whoa, I'm getting run over. Don't know how loud that is, but they have like a custom sort of sound. And this is where I set up that little contracting yard thing and stuff like that in photos I took back ages ago. This is Stu's favourite map. He loves playing this map. So yeah, so that is Spaldwick. Right, let's go off of Farming Sim 22. We don't want to be on that. Ugh. I should probably convert this. Yeah, like, if... I'm pretty sure, isn't that something in ETS? Isn't ETS also got locked files? But the problem is someone will find a way to crack it, and then they'll produce a tool. But yeah, like, I wish they made also multiplayer servers like Minecraft servers where the plugins and everything is built into the server, and then you don't need to download files to connect to it. So I could host a multiplayer server, and as you guys join, it downloads, I don't know, whatever files it needs, but it doesn't actually save it locally to your like system. And then, you know, I could host it with mods and stuff like that. Like, I think that'd be pretty cool. What was I going to load? Retro Western. Yeah. Crikey. It's weird going back and looking at old models you've made. Look at those axles. That is shameful. What is that? Christ. Right, let's... Oh my god. There you go. Sorry. Going back to old models that you've... What was this? What is this shading? It looks like a nuke badge. I went through all this effort of putting all these really nice cables in. And then I left this as the axle. How do you make separate season things for foliage? What do you mean by that? How do you make separate seasons things for foliage? You have to explain yourself. You did the trio. Yeah. I want to do, like, remake it in the future. Because it's out of scale, basically. I've found out over time. God. There you go, there's a trio. Custom it down to different UVs. Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea whatsoever. I am not the person to ask. That's technical stuff. I tried to put a new, like, foliage into the game, which was a I don't even know what you would call it. It's like a hawthorn bush, maybe that's the right name for it. See if I can. I took any photos of it. I don't think I did. Nope, not looking like it. Nope. But yeah, I couldn't get that to work, so. Massey, the whole reason why I have nice mods is because I was in the position I think it was like, so I started mapping in FS13. I had to choose between learning Blender to make models or mapping, and back then I didn't have a good enough computer to do basically modeling and stuff like that, so I went down the mapping route and I made maps and map edits until like FS17, and then from FS17 I started in Blender and I made the my first model. Oh god, how can I find photos of these? Right. See if I've got them on my Instagram page. Oh god. Will this work without me logging in? Yes. Okay. Let's go. Oh no, don't make me log in. Go away. No. Oh god. I can't remember my login. Hang on, let me look at my phone. This is a lot of effort for such a little reward. Account privacy. No, don't want that. Devices, don't want that. Account status, don't want that. Why is there not just a big button that says settings? Meta verified. Scheduled content, private account. Why is there not a big button that says, here's your details? Just wonder what my accounts share across profiles, password and security, personal details. Here we go. Contact information. Oh god. Please work. Dang it. Please work. Oh. Is it working? Yeah. Oh. Yes, we are in. Okay. Are they in-game screenshots? How do you get them crisp, looking clean? Anyway, alright, let's go back in time. So. Cool. It's like a time machine. Here we go. Right. My first model I ever made was this, which was a V-form. Now, I did not know so much anything to do with, you can go online and you can find diagrams that give you all of the like, you know, dimensions and all this stuff. No, I just eyeballed it all. That's why there's a tractor in there, because I was trying to get the, you know, the width for the front, the rear arms and stuff. So this, in real life, I think, V-form, cousins. They spell it weird. Cousins. Uh-oh. There we go. Well, they do spell it normally. Okay. V-form. Working widths. Nope. Working widths, 9-inch. Yeah, so 2.25. Basically, the maximum it should have been for a non-folding V-form is like 3.5 meters. Well, mine, I think, was like 5 meters or something like this. This is like 5.5 meters wide. So, so yeah, so this is where I learned the tough, like, the tough lesson of dimensions. This is just a render of some old Defender. I don't know where that is from, so don't ask. Neither that. These are just where I was like, oh yeah, I've learned how to do renders. I'm so cool. Like, these are not my models. Then I made the bunning, because I thought, oh yeah, you know what the next stage is? A muck spreader. So then I made the bunning. And this is such a simple model, because it's just cubes. Cube. You know? This angled thing was the most technical thing about it, and that is so messed up. And then what did I do after that? Somewhere in here, I did a bale fork. Oh yeah, bale fork. Actually, no, the bale fork might have been the first thing I did. I modeled, actually. Christ. And then after the bunning, I thought I'd make a trailer, and this is where the original steward came in. So yeah. So you just got to, like, this is all in follow-up to Massey. Like, I had so many things that I wanted to make, and like because the farm sim community started like going downhill at this stage, and there was less people making stuff. That's when, you know, I just decided to start making my own stuff. Before then, it's just like I bodged this in game with Jack Swift, and this is like thousands of different little individual pieces, and yeah. God, look at these renders. Oh, I thought I was so cool back in this day. Oh, don't know what I just pressed. So yeah, you just got to jump in and so yeah. It is worth it learning to model, because then you can have any idea and just model it, you know, to make it. I have I remade the V-form, but actually did it properly and actually made a made it the proper scale and actually made it a folding one. Oh, is this the original? Oh yeah. How wide is this? How wide is this? God, it's even got a toolbox. Sheesh. And warning markers. Who's making this sort of stuff? Bench. Mesh. Plane. So that's 1, 2, 3.5. Yep, still out of scale. Needs to be in the bin. So where's the right V-form? V-form. 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 Cousins V-form. Sheesh. It's all split up obviously for texturing in a minute, but I haven't textured it. What is that weird shadow? Oh my god. How do you get your recent photos so nice? My recent photos? Oh god. What ones? Like this? This isn't like edit. There is a bit of editing involved. I use Lumina, and I just mess around with like stuff in this. So if I go back here, let's find one of these images. So like this one. I don't know what changes are done to this, but if I want, I just copy the settings from it and then so this is a default in-game screenshot, and then if I paste the settings, I don't know what it does. Edits. Okay, so I add sharpening, a little bit of enhance. What does that even do? Oh, it just plays with the contrast by the look of it. Structure, God knows what this does. Oh, more just contrast. And then, I don't know what that is. more contrast. So just mess around with the contrast and sharpness. Oh god, what's that? Trying to learn to model, just playing about so far, but slowly getting my head around it in Blender. Blender, okay, so with Blender, start with something simple. That's why I started with a bale spike. It had very minimal animation. So like an inanimate object with no animation is probably the easiest thing to go. And just keep at it, basically. Every single model you make will be better than the last, so, and you'll learn something every time you do stuff, you model. Want to do a 4.5 meter eventually in a 9 furrow down as well, but I'm alright. Damn you for PT for help. I am not the person to ask for help. Like, I just model, and a lot of the stuff I do is just, it takes me multiple attempts to do something. So the odd shading is caused by having absolutely no loop cuts on the large farm model. Yeah, that's a job for another day, Chris. Yeah. You in 1440? Yeah, 1440p. I want to go up to 4K, but like, I just need to get another monitor. I wanted to get an OLED monitor, but those are crazy priced, and I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, it's worth it for like other games, like shooter games, like it'd be very helpful for, but like the price of an OLED monitor is insane. Yeah, I run 2 monitors, both of them 1440p 144s. I haven't really achieved anything recently. You're all just watching me just ramble. What shall we do? What time is it? 10:30. Crikey. It's way past half of yours bedtime, I'm pretty sure. See, I used to, when I was a lot younger, in like my apprenticeship days, so this is back after I finished school, I had a full-time job, well, full-time. I was an apprentice and worked from like 7 a.m. until probably like 5. And this is when I first got my my first ever computer, and I discovered the game Arma 2, and I was playing Daisy, and like I would go to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, do my day's work, get home at like I lived on the farm at that point, so literally it was a 1-minute walk to the yard or whatever, and literally I would play Arma 2 with my friends until like 4 a.m. 4 or 5 a.m. have like an hour and a half, 2 hours sleep, get up, go to bed, go to work, and then work all day on an hour and a half sleep. And yeah, like I try and do that now, and I'm just dead. And I'll do that all week long, and then like sleep like most of Saturday. I don't know what to do. What should we do? I suppose actually I could start working on the border couldn't I? I could do something productive rather than playing the game. See you later. Isaac, you need to convert your mods. Like, it is so easy using the convert tool. Like, it does everything for you. Need Nathan shaders. You need to be. Nathan might be here. I'll get him to send you a link, Stu. To those beautiful, beautiful shaders. Like, you don't need to. Well, it's the converter tool works, but to get it 100% like perfect, you do need to take the mod back into Blender, because it shifts. Like, it does all the materials for you properly. But the one thing it doesn't do is do the UVs for wetness. And so, like, I don't know what mods I've converted of mine. Like the Bailey, maybe? The Bailey Bowser? Bailey Bowser. I think this is the one. So it... Oh, what was that? So there's a few things that... No, the tool, you can do it with Giant Editor. So this I converted with... yeah, I want to update the current ones. FW should be fine. Symbols need to be converted. Yeah, so with the converter thing, I'll show you. So I don't know what I should use for example. Like, what have we got? Let's use my Simba. Or Sumo, sorry. Sumo. Extract. So, you take a FS25 mod. This doesn't do it perfectly either, so... Right. Let's go new. Close. Right, so you go File. Open mod. Find the mod. You have to have it unzipped, so... Here's the Sumo. You select the mod desk. You click Open. It says, this is from an old farming simulator. You click Yes. Convert. It converts it all. Close it. Select it. Bosh. Right, so this has just converted all of the materials, metal painted, galvanized, all this sort of stuff, right? All to the new material system. What it doesn't do is, like, I think, lights maybe, effects, this sort of stuff. And yeah, so that's how it does all the materials. Now, what it doesn't do is do the UVs. Well, I don't know, because there's been updates. Whoa, where's it going? Stop! Christ! I forgot they would do that. Okay, so how can I stop it doing that? Create primitives, plain. What is this music? 100 by 100. It probably isn't going to work very well, but rigid body. Okay, where's that gone? Come back. Okay, please just don't zoom off. Map, season. Okay. So what it doesn't do is do the UVs correctly for the wetness. So you see, I click it to be wet. Doesn't do it. Actually, I don't know if it'll work on that. Actually, I might be being stupid here. Get rid of that plane. Select this. Scratches, snow, wetness. Scratches. Dirt, wetness, snow, wetness, 1. So yeah, so it doesn't change it so that wetness works. Which is the one downside. Everything else, bit of snow on there, works fine. It's just the wetness that it doesn't do. And that's what, if you want that, and you want the mod to be up to 100% scratch for giants, you know, spec, then that obviously doesn't work. But everything else you can do via this. You don't need to go into Blender, which is quite cool. But there is a lot of errors. You need to go through, update stuff that might be missing, like lights and stuff like that. But that's all just XML works. What if you use 0 to 7 color match? The colors work, I'm pretty sure. You need to, it will have a name, and so because in, what do you call it? Converted. So what's this? Data, vehicles, command. Oh, just bring some of the stuff forward. So in the colors and stuff, you need to update this and this, because obviously we don't use this anymore. So you have to change the color, design, and materials, update that. It works, but it uses, you need to use the slot name. So you need to update the slot name on stuff. So for instance here, Sumo Extras matte material painted. So this is the color, the body color. Select that. So this color. So that's there. What else did I have? That's. Let's go to moving. Drawbar, front hydraulic, arms. So this is metal painted. So yeah, so you would have to do the slot name, because when you do the XML work for the paint and you do the design colors, this is where you set all that up. More of this, asking about I use one to set galvanized materials. I'm not too sure, because the way I did it is I had it as a different material, I think. You just have to play about it. Like, just have a play around with it. It might work for you, it might not. You know, different people mod differently, so. Yeah. It's just like, you know, if you've got something small that you want to convert, or, you know, it is just a bit of a cheat code, really. Yeah, but that's cheating. At least it's using the proper. At least it's using the proper materials. 22. It's just the wetness doesn't work, I guess. It wasn't one of these. Hello, Dickerson. Bush area, grass, weed. Bush, stream, mask. Yeah, there's a lot of people that use it and cheat, don't they? So. I went to go check on the Chelsea score. Yeah, that Unimog is like how how old is that now? Yeah. Woodland. Oh, there's a pond down here. It's even a lane that's supposed to, yeah, because I think there's supposed to be a lane that comes through here and goes up and somewhere to this farm, but I didn't add it. Oh no, actually it goes down here, along here, and along the edge of this field, but I didn't add it because it doesn't serve any purpose. There'll just be a hedgerow. It's a rough field. Who uses shaders in farming sim anymore, apart from Nathan? The game looks good enough as it is. Well, I suppose it's up to like personal preference, but I don't think they're necessary. Depends what sort of look you're going for, I guess. There's nothing apart from like different like shaders where you can put like anti-aliasing and all this other stuff on, but just color grading you can do in the game. Just edit the environment. You could do exactly the same thing, save yourself you know, like FPS, because using a third-party software just draws down your you know, FPS. So I need to do something with the border here. I need to choose whether I need to put like a hedgerow in or something and break this up. Does this one? Oh no, it doesn't. What is this? A hedge. Is that a hedge? It looks like a hedge. No, it might not be a hedge. Yeah, that's gonna be a hedge. That is gonna be a hedge. Natural. Natural. Where's the edge of the map gone? Here. Oops. Pressing buttons. This is all on the outside of the map, so I'm going to be cutting off quite a few gateways and stuff, but it doesn't matter. It's all just filler. What was my original settings? Huh, thought I saved them. Okay. Will this map have a working sell point? Of course it will. Night, Isaac. The sell point is already finished, Jackson. It's like a river or oh no, it's a lane maybe. Oh no, it is a stream that runs there. Okay. Stream. YouTube might be funny about links. I don't know. No. So basically what I'm currently doing is I am using a kind of new feature built into Giant Editor called Procedural Generation, and what it basically does is you can set up all sorts of rules and stuff. You can load in objects and all sorts of stuff and different foliages and trees and all this sort of stuff, and you create a mask, which is like think of it as like a texture. So what I'm painting down is basically oops, not in there. In here I'm painting down like a mask, which is, see here, all this sort of stuff that's painted down. This is for a sort of like, think of it as like I've got these drop downs. So I've got a forest mask. So if I click on forest mask, I have painted this down where there is woodland. So this is for my fir belts. So mainly evergreens, sort of like fir trees, and a few different trees in here. And if I go into my my mask here, this is the image, and then I go to rules, and this is my forest category. So T forest is the texture, F forage is the F forage is the foliage, and O forest is the objects. And basically they're linked up to that texture, so whether this is painted, it will paint down what I've selected in here. So in here it's got all these different ground textures. In the foliage it's got different textures, and in the objects it's got different trees. So wherever I've painted this down, it will generate these objects, these foliage, and these textures. So what it does is it painted down all of the, let me just get rid of this plane. It painted down all of these sort of leaves on the ground, all of these different roots, all this sort of stuff, and then it put a layer of foliage down here, which I determined, so different bushes, nettles, ferns, long grass, all this sort of stuff, and then it went through and it placed down all the trees for me, and it's basically all set out. So the probability, so this is how probable each tree is to place. So you can see that I've set the evergreens to be more probable than this Japanese tree here, and it just means that it automates the placing down of this forest. And what I've then gone through and done is I've done one for woodland, which is more these sorts of trees. So there's oaks in here, there's maples, there's all sorts of different trees in here, and again it goes through and I've made a different set of foliage. This one's got nettles in it, bushes, ferns again, all sorts of different stuff, mushrooms, branches that are down on the ground, all this sort of stuff. And then I've got some for grassweed, so like grassy areas. So if I go on to grassweed, wherever it's white, this is where I've painted it. So go back off of that, and you can see that there's like bits of forest ground, and there's nettles and different types of other foliage painted here. If I go to streams, so wherever there's water, so you can see through here, there's a stream that runs through here. So wherever this is painted, it's put down like more sort of stream sort of foliage. So I forget what they're called. If I go here, it's under water plants. So through here, it's got all these different plants and stuff. So you can automate the painting of all sorts of different stuff, and it saves you a lot of time, basically. And yeah, I've gone through, added all sorts of different ones. So speeds it up. It makes a lot better effect. Like I can go around and just paint down meadow grass everywhere, but it doesn't look, you know, as random and as good as it possibly could, really. There's videos on YouTube to watch. I forget who I watched, but there's like, if you just type in FS25 procedural foliage, I think is what I put, or GE random foliage generator. It's not that. Foliage plants, RAM generation. To this? It might actually be this. Yeah, it might actually be this. Just look for might not be. Just look for procedural. Oh no, it's this one. There's one here. That one's in, I think, Polish. I forget which one I used. It might have been from yeah, it's from this guy. Painting, procedural placement, that's the one. And he goes through and he shows you how to set it all up. It's more of just like it takes a little while to set it all up, but once you've got it set up, it's relatively easy, you know. Once you've set it up, you just then go through, paint it, and then you just hit generate and then it'll generate it. It's very handy. Because I quite like having random sort of textures and stuff just to fill out big open areas like this. This is just like a bit of a heath area, so like really rough grass and long grass, nettles and random foliage. So by using this tool, it will just generate all that for me, and I don't have to go through and do it all by hand. And you can get it to do all sorts, you know. You can get it to recognize field boundaries, so when you generate it, it won't generate on fields. You can do it so that it won't generate on roads, so you can set it to objects, and it won't clip onto roads and other objects, and yeah, it's very good. I'll generate this bit. The map is a 4x map. Place objects. It does take a little while once you hit place because it doesn't do what you've just painted. It does the whole area which you've painted, and because I've got different masks and everything like that, it takes a good like minute and a half to generate everything, you know. So, oh, actually that didn't take too long. Let me turn off this.
Don't do that.
So yeah, there's like a random thing. There's me river in the bottom. So that's probably not the right texture that I used. Should have probably used grassweed or something. What's this one?
You say you got up last night.
I did indeed. It is your turn.
Come on now, let's go tinkle.
Right. Procedural. So I should have done it probably something like this. Why did that do just one piece? Okay, I don't know why this isn't working. I need to relaunch. But that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight. So yeah. I might stream tomorrow, I might not. But I shall put something on Facebook if I do. If not, hopefully I'll see some of you guys back here. So thank you for watching.